able to get the points up. Taylor Sadaransky, 16 point, 10 assists, 7 rebound night for him. Thomas Bryant, 26 points, 14 rebounds, is the starting center. Great game against Brook Lopez there, really able to take advantage of his physicality there, the advantage he has over Brook Lopez. Unfortunately, not enough for the victory. All right, to Dallas in the game that we had spoke about earlier with Harrison Barnes not playing the fourth quarter due to a trade, but did play the first 3 quarters. The Dallas Mavericks beat the Charlotte Hornets 99-93. Harrison Barnes in the game, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 4 for 13 shooting in just 26 minutes, obviously minus the fourth quarter. Leading scorer for the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic, 19 points, 11 assists, 10 rebounds, another triple-double for Luka, becoming a real triple-double machine. Just 5 for 20 shooting, though, and 2 for 10 from downtown. Not the best all-around game for Luka, but still enough to get the victory there. Let's see. Dorian Finney-Smith, the second leading scorer for the Dallas Mavericks, 15 points for him on 7 for 11 shooting. Still a nice win there for the Mavericks. Honestly, as bad as Luka played and without getting much help from anyone else, a good victory. Good victory there for the Dallas Mavericks, even though they're not in the playoff position or really in a playoff hunt unless they go on an extreme tear. I'd like to see fight from the young guys. And in Utah, we have the Utah Jazz beating the Phoenix Suns 116-88. That's the 12th straight loss for the Phoenix Suns, and it drops them to 11-45, by far the worst team in the Western Conference, and I think tied for the worst team in the league, or maybe one game above the New York Knicks. In the victory, all 5 starters with at least 13 points for the Utah Jazz, led by Donovan Mitchell with 21 points on 21 shots. Rudy Gobert, 16 points, 12 rebounds on 5 for 8 shooting. Awesome game for Rudy Gobert there. Joe Ingles chips in with 15 and 11 assists. Favors with 14. Ricky Rubio with 13 points in the victory. As far as the Phoenix Suns, basically they had a two-headed show here. Josh Jackson with 27 points on 9 for 16 shooting, and DeAndre Ayton with 20 points, 9 rebounds on 10 for 19 shooting. Not the best game for DeAndre Ayton. Josh Jackson looking really fantastic. How about Dragan Bender? 0 points in 14 minutes in the starting lineup. 0 for 1 shooting, 5 rebounds in 14 minutes, 0 points. Okay, to another one of the two of the other trade teams, actually. Here we have the Sacramento Kings at home hosting the Houston Rockets, and the Rockets win 127-101. Super easy victory where they outscore the Rockets by 27 points in the second quarter. James Harden makes 8 three-pointers and finishes the game with 36 points and 6 rebounds on 26 shots in just 32 minutes. Didn't have to play the whole game. Got a lot of minutes here from their bench, and their bench was led by Gerald Green's 25 points in 29 minutes. Fantastic game for him. Eric Gordon also gives you 20 points. Another double-double night for Kenneth Faried, 13 point, 11 rebound, 6 for 9 from the field overall. When Clint Capella comes back, they're going to have a hell of a 1-2 punch with those two guys. In the loss, the Kings are led by Buddy Hield, 20 points, 10 rebounds, just 3 for 10 from downtown, but still their leading scorer. 15 points, 6 rebounds for Bjelica is going to be the second leading scorer, and Bogdan Bogdanovic, 13.1 for 6 from downtown, 6 for 15 night. Rough overall, but still, I guess, one of their leading scorers in the game. And the final game of last night, we have the Golden State Warriors hosting the San Antonio Spurs, and this one was not close. The Warriors win 141-102. They outscore the Spurs by 12 in the second quarter, by 18 in the third quarter, and then by 7 in the fourth quarter. Win by 39 points and have just sort of a good all-around day. As far as the point distribution, 26 points for Klay Thompson on 4 for 5 from downtown. Kevin Durant, 23 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds on 9 for 13 overall, 3 for 4 from downtown. Klay Thompson, 11 for 13 overall, just 2 missed shots on that 26-point performance. Every single Golden State Warrior plays at least 9 minutes. Tons of bench points here. fantastic game, looking awesome. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins, 15 points on 6 shots, 3 for 6 shooting in 17 minutes. I mean, fantastic. Honestly, he's underrated right now. He's fit in way better than I think anybody thought was going to happen. It's a fantastic team. In the loss for the San Antonio Spurs, they're led by 16 points from Patty Mills on 6 for 10 shooting, 4 for 7 from downtown, 16 points in 17 minutes. Also, everybody except Pau Gasol plays at least, 13 minutes in this game. Pau Gasol gives you 5 minutes. Everyone else plays at least 13 minutes for the San Antonio Spurs in a game that was primarily garbage time. Not a whole lot of statistics to talk about. 15 points for Rudy Gay, 11 points off the bench for Dante Cunningham. All right, so that's the end of last night. Some pretty good games. Tonight, we got some super interesting games here. We're going to start here at 5 o'clock. The Indiana Pacers hosting the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers now without Tobias Harris. I believe they are going to have the other players that they got also without Boban. They're going to have the other guys that they received from the 76ers in the trade. They are going to be playing today. Indiana Pacers, winners of 3 straight games, all of them without Victor Oladipo, who's obviously out for the remainder of the season. They lost 5 straight originally, and now they have won 3 straight, looking good, including that 42-point victory over the Lakers on Tuesday night. The injury report here is saying Luke Mbamute is going to be out, Danilo Gallinari is going to be out, Teodosic is going to be possible day-to-day here. Muscala and Landry Shamet, who is the main piece that they got in the trade with the 76ers, is day-to-day. I think it's pretty likely he's going to be playing, though. As far as the Pacers, they're going to be obviously missing Oladipo and Dougie McBuckets. He's going to be out for the game. And Anik Bogu is going to be day-to-day questionable for this one here. Indiana's going to be favored by 6.5 points at home, and ESPN has them rated at a 71% chance to win the game. All right, another 5 o'clock game here. We have the Minnesota Timberwolves traveling to Florida, to Orlando to take on the Orlando Magic. Both of these teams have been playing terrible as of late. If you go back about 2 or 3 weeks, they were both at least somewhat marginally in the playoff contention. Right now, it looks like neither team has a very likely shot to make the playoff. As far as the T-Wolves, Derrick Rose is day-to-day. Tyus Jones, Robert Covington, and Jeff Teague are all going to miss the game. With the Orlando Magic, Mo Bamba and Jonathan Simmons are both going to miss the game. This one's tough. Orlando's going to be a favorite, 1.5-point favorite here at home, but ESPN likes Minnesota at a 53% clip to get the victory. I agree. If I had any money I really had to bet, I would probably put it on Minnesota plus 1.5. I don't know. They're not a very trustworthy team. They had just lost to Memphis a couple of days ago. But I think that their star power is enough to get it done in this one. And hopefully Derrick Rose will actually play the game. All right, 5:30. We have the Toronto Raptors in the Dirty South taking on the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks have actually been playing pretty well lately. They've gotten a few victories. I think they're about a 500 team over the last 10 games or so, which considering they're 17 games under 500, that would not be the norm for the traditional season here for them. But they've been playing pretty damn good. Trae Young has been doing well. John Collins has been playing out of his mind. Let's see who's going to be available in this one here. So Jonas Valanciunas is going to be out for the Raptors, and Miles Plumlee is going to be out for the Atlanta Hawks. Other than that, they're going to be at full strength each team. Kawhi is going to play in the game. Great news for Raptors and Raptors fans. And Toronto is going to be favored by 9.5 on the road. ESPN's BPI is going to give them a 78% chance to win the game. Okay, 6 o'clock. In Oklahoma City, we have the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder have been playing fantastic lately. I think they've won 9 of their last 10 or 8 of their last 10. Last week they were number 2 on my power rankings. I don't know where that's going to be this week. We'll be talking about that tomorrow. Alex Abrinas is going to be day-to-day. He's going to be questionable for this game. And as far as the Grizzlies, Kyle Anderson is going to be out. Gasol, Joakim Noah, JaMychal Green, and Yuta Watanabe are all going to be questionable for this game. And if I'm the Grizzlies, I don't play Gasol, and I might not play Conley either. In the midst of these trade talks, it's a possibility that neither of those players are going to be on the team by the time this game happens. So it's really, really up in the air here. Oklahoma City looking good at home here. They're going to be favored by 14 points, and ESPN's going to give them an 80% chance to win the game. All right, another 6 o'clock game here. This one's going to be on TNT. We have LeBron and the Los Angeles Lakers heading to the East Coast to take on Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics. Obviously, a lot of trade buzz here for both teams, mainly for the Lakers. Right now, it looks like we know who the Lakers team is going to be tonight. It's always possible that a trade could happen. It doesn't even necessarily have to be for an Anthony Davis player. I mean, it could be a more minor trade, but right now it looks like we know who the Lakers are going to be in this one. Questionable for the game, we're going to have Ivica Zubac is going to be questionable, Kuzma, Josh Hart, and recently acquired Reggie Bullock, all questionable for the game. I would assume that they're going to play all of them, but right now it doesn't. They're not updated, and so it's possible that they could be resting for this one. Of course, Kuzma, Zubac, and Hart are all possible trade pieces that be going on right now. For the Boston Celtics, Aaron Baines is going to miss the game, and Robert Williams, backup center, is going to be day-to-day. Looks like he is going to play, but it's going to be questionable for the game. But yeah, it should be a fantastic game here. LeBron versus Kyrie. Both of them on different teams than they were on back when they were teammates for the Cavaliers and won a championship in 2016. But it'll be fun either way. Boston's going to be a 9-point favorite at home, and ESPN's going to give them a 79% chance of winning the game. I actually think that should be a little bit closer, but the Lakers did lose by 42 points their last game. All right, and then the second half of a doubleheader on TNT, we have the Portland Trail Blazers at home hosting the San Antonio Spurs. Both of them have been playing relatively well lately. Small setbacks very, very recently. Obviously, Rodney Hood now playing for Portland. DeRozan didn't play in the Spurs' most recent game last night. This is going to be the second half of a road back-to-back. Obviously, they got crushed last night in a game where they didn't have to log a lot of minutes out of their starters. So I think that this one won't be as bad as a traditional back-to-back road game, but you never know. Derek White's going to be out. DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge are both questionable for the game. I would imagine they're going to play, though. And for Portland, Rodney Hood is going to be questionable for the game. I think that it's pretty likely that he's going to be able to get into. Portland's going to be a 6-point favorite at home, and ESPN gives them a 65% chance to win the game. All right, that's going to take us to the end of the show for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Tomorrow, we're going to be back power rankings again. We'll see how those line up. I'll even be able to recap it based upon what I did last week, so we'll be able to see who went up, who went down, that kind of a thing, where I messed up, what everybody else thinks. Obviously, like I said, feel free to reach out to me on social media, on Twitter at IntelligentTho1, Intelligent THO, and the number 1. On Instagram at Intelligent B Thoughts. That's the word B, Intelligent B Thoughts. And Intelligent Thoughts on Facebook. Any questions, any advice, any interaction would be great. I'd like to see your guys' power rankings. Anybody who has a top 10 power rankings that would like to compare them. If you want to go ahead and email me or send me a message, we can talk about those before the show tomorrow. That's when I'm going to have mine out. But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Rate and review, subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast from. And I hope to hear you tomorrow. As far as tonight, I love you.